a lot easier to live in prison in America than almost anywhere else.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to those in Mexican prisons.
Let's go! Hello, everybody. And welcome to the 54th?
55th.
56th episode of the Film
51.
Studies Club podcast. My name is Robert Burke. I am the host. I'm going to get through this really quickly because we have a really exciting guest. I'm joined by my co-host,
Paul Chopra.
I'm joined by fact checker Nick Manna. And we have another guest, health expert,
Ian Blank.
And then we have a really special guest, the specialist guest we've ever had on the podcast. You can say your name.
Logan Whittington.
No! Wow. Logan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty great, Robert.
Are you excited?
I'm stoked.
Okay, what was your question about the podcast?
Just like how it works.
It doesn't.
It's new every time. That's what we like to say.
Right.
So, Logan, every time we have someone on the podcast, we go in a circle and we ask them questions that have always been on our mind that we want to know about them. So we'll start over with Nick this time. Nick,
I have that same way.
what's a question you've always wanted to ask Logan Whittington that you came up with on the spot?
Logan, how much can you bench?
Not much. Surprisingly. 155.
Huh?
How much can you bench?
210.
Yeah.
Holy!
You two should work out together.
That
I'd be
would
down.
be kind of
I would
fun.
be so
yeah.
down.
I would try it. I would try it.
Ian?
Wonderful.
Okay, do you fill up the water bottle throughout the day, or do you just try to drink the whole thing in one day?
Right, so I fill it up every morning to just about the top. Just about. And I try to drink over half of it before the end of the school day. And then the rest, track practice and at home.
That's smart. That's smart.
A lot of times, if I can get it down far enough, like here, I'll have to fill it up again when I get home, and that'll carry me over to tomorrow.
Makes sense.
Well, that's
Cool.
Have you ever shot yourself or pissed yourself?
Yes.
Okay, no.
Would you like to hear the
Yes,
story?
yes, of course, of course.
That's wonderful.
So I was at like a church youth group, and I thought I had to like rip a good one, like you know,
Yeah, like a fart.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I thought that's what it was, and it ended up being a little wetter.
So you took this shit was like, could you feel God's presence in the church when you took the shit?
It was running right down my leg.
Oh. Wow.
It's a good thing I was wearing joggers and it didn't seep out of my pants. I just ran to the bathroom and told my mom to come pick me up.
Wow. How old were you?
This was 7th grade.
7th grade. Wow.
The second time ever at that youth group.
Logan Whittington, I want to ask, since from freshman year to now, how do you feel that you've changed in the biggest ways?
I feel like I've just matured as a whole. My body, of course, you know, I'm much more gargantuan than I was then. Not as graceful as I was back then. But just I feel like I've become more respectful, more self-aware of those around me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Nick, you look like you're about to say something.
Say something,
No?
Nick.
Okay.
I'd like to hear a comment about Robert's question.
Robert, that was a great question, kiddo.
Rude. Logan, we also like to open it up to you to ask any of us any questions that you want. Maybe you've been ruminating on them, maybe you just came up with them just now, but what are your questions?
Robert.
Yeah?
What has led you to dye your hair so many different colors?
I think I like dyeing my hair's different colors because it gets really boring having the same color hair all the time. And especially when my hair color is like jet black the way it is, or not jet black, it's like a very dark brown, and I never style it. I never try to do anything with it because I'm really lazy with that. So I want to be changing my hair just so I'm not like bored whenever I look in the mirror. And a good way to do that without having to, drastically change the way that I style my hair is just to do different colors. And I think that
Right.
different colors can look cool on different people.
Right. So you choose to, instead of change your hairstyles, you just change the color of the
Right.
style.
And rock the same style.
I do.
Right.
I change my hairstyle. Sometimes I do it like this. Sometimes I do this. Sometimes I do it like this.
Genius.
Right?
Wow.
Logan,
Genius.
would you ever go back to blonded tips?
It would take a midlife crisis for me to go back to that.
What made you get the blonded tips in the first place?
A midlife crisis.
Are you gonna die soon?
No, just mentally I was almost there, but I don't know. I just thought that it looked cool, and then I'm like, okay, that was kind of a waste of money because this is just gonna grow out and it'll get cut off.
My dad did that when he was your age.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
I've had 5 in the last year.
What's the most extreme one that you've had? Like an
Oh.
actual near death. Like holy crap.
Oh boy. 3 of them probably. 4 of them. Gosh, like near death, like on the brink of. I'll keep them quick. The first one, I almost overdosed on alcohol. I had about 29 shots in 45 minutes. My BAC was about 0.5.
Oh, wow.
And then
Can you look up what's the drinking limit for BAC, Nick? Look
the
up-
legal limit for adults over 21 is 0.08.
Oh.
And death is potential at 0.3.
Oh.
And I was at 0.5. Half
Look-
of my blood was
look up,
alcohol.
Look up 0.5 blood alcohol content.
Okay, no, we know from the what's that one movie? Another Round. Like they were at 0.1 and they were fucking drunk.
Sound really dumb.
I could not see. I could not walk. I could not move. I was limp in the garage.
Did you shit yourself then? Did you
No,
piss yourself
but
then?
I vomited myself.
Oh, you vomited. Okay.
I was sitting in a pool of my own vomit, crisscross applesauce, banging my head up against a refrigerator
Wow.
Well,
and bawling my eyes out.
What have you learned from that? Like you're gonna like.
I have drinking since then, but only like 2 drinks in the last year.
Okay.
And then this-
Was that like the most for you? You were like, I need to.
Well, that was kind of my limit. I was kind of an alcoholic last year. I've been drinking since I was 12, so I've kind of slowed down. I still make alcohol. That's a lot of fun.
Ooh,
That's
big
like
alcohol. What kind of alcohol do you make?
mead. So it's like honey wine.
Mhm.
So like it's super easy. It just
This is like fermentation that goes on in there.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
That's how you make alcohol.
What's the thing that's being Is it like wheat
Honey.
or barley? Oh,
Honey.
honey. Okay.
Honey.
Right.
All it
Right,
is
sorry.
is honey, water, and yeast.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
Wow.
And then crashed a mountain bike, got screwed up there.
Is that where the scar's from?
This scar, these 2 scars, all this here.
Did you get stitches?
Scars on my knees. Yep.
Yeah, of course. Probably
Yep.
a bit. Yeah.
I still have rocks in my lip.
Oh. Wow.
And then the blood clots. My whole right leg was clotted, my femoral artery. And then all the blood clots went to my lungs, so I was like having trouble breathing. That was the beginning of this year when I was flown to UC Davis for a couple days.
UC Davis. Okay.
Yes.
Will Davis go waitlisted there?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we couldn't say names.
No,
Oh,
but
no,
she's been on.
she's been on
Oh,
before,
she's been
even
on.
though
She
she'll never
won't
be on again.
She'll never be on again because of some certain other.
I have such a big piece of news to drop.
What?
Oh.
I don't think I'm supposed to drop this, but I'm going to drop it anyways.
Okay, I don't think we can say that on here.
Bleep that.
I
bleep
would-
that. He told
As-
me
as
not
a-
to talk about
Yeah,
it.
he told me not
Bleep
to
it.
talk about it.
Please bleep it.
So
Like genuinely, we need to bleep that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, we
Why is
bleep
that
the entire
private?
bleep the entire thing, starting with his thing.
Okay.
Like bleep the entire. Okay, good, great.
Why is it private?
Because he you know.
he doesn't want people. He doesn't want
Is
to
she
talk about it.
embarrassed about it?
No,
he just doesn't
no.
want people to talk
Yeah,
about it.
it's fine. It's fine. Dude has a right to
Okay.
his own.
Okay, my bad. My
It's a
bad.
good thing
private
I have
life.
no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You don't know Hunter Lawrence?
I don't.
Okay, let's bleep that again. Let's bleep any mentions to what was just said, okay? Like, I wanted this erased. Okay, great. This entire segment's gone. But, okay, that's beautiful about the... Like, did you learn anything profound from your experiences? Like,
Well,
did it
I
bring you closer to your faith, maybe? Or did you take another route with it? Maybe, like, YOLO kind of thing? Or
I was kind of in that mindset because like I was building a deck while I had these blood clots, and I like couldn't walk on my leg, and so I was kind of like in the mindset of, well, they're telling me I could die, but I'm not dead, and I've been doing everything, so why would I die? And then they held me hostage at the hospital for 3 days because I had that mindset.
Interesting. Wow.
It's
So you've learned a
very
lot.
interesting.
Right.
I
and
feel like
then
you could write a book.
Yeah, no, you could write a book about this.
Seth Rogen's writing a book.
Seth
You can do
Rogen
it
is
too.
writing a book.
Really?
Yes,
You and
that's
Seth
correct.
Rogen could release it like joint,
that'd be
a
great.
joint book.
And then I totaled a car a couple weeks ago. It's like 6 weeks ago.
That's just
What
like,
happened?
I just fell asleep.
Oh.
Were you like in a truck? Or,
No, Kia Soul.
And you fell asleep at the wheel, and then you
Right.
crashed into another
No, couple fences going like 55.
couple fences.
Yeah, 2 fences and then like a sign. It's like a wooden
Logan,
sign.
do you need to sleep more?
No.
What happened?
I just get tired driving
I feel that.
when I'm alone.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not alone, then I have somebody to talk to, and my brain is.
Come here, cat.
Do you have to like crank music up really loud to
So I don't. I sleep with music on at night.
Mhm.
Typically classical piano.
Oh,
Either-
you know what my favorite piece is?
Let's hear it.
Symphony Number 40 in G minor. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. What a beautiful piece.
Wonderful.
I really like Sonata by Sonata 6 by G.F. Handel.
No, is that an actual one?
Yes.
Okay,
I played it for a competition.
I'm being serious too. Like that's a really good one. That's a really good one. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Wonderful.
I like The Greatest Day Ever by that one guy.
I really
best,
like
Best Day of My Life
I
by
really like
American
I Just
Authors.
By
Had
American
Sex by
Authors.
Lonely Island.
I
It's
saw-
beautiful
I saw
sonata,
American
yeah.
Authors in concert.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
I did. It was for my sister's college.
That sounds,
They like
that
hosted
honestly
a
sounds
concert
terrible.
event with them. The only song that people knew was that song, and then they played other songs, and everybody was just really quiet because nobody knew them.
That's so sad.
It was really sad. Also, the guy said that he was like, it was his birthday, and that he was born like across the lake from where we were. And I just thought that's too good of a coincidence to be true.
Mm-hmm.
That's there's no way.
Well,
Any questions you have for us, Logan?
any other questions? Yeah.
I do not remember the answer, Ian.
Okay.
What led you to becoming vegan?
So there were like, it was a long process. It was like 2 years ago.
Could we get a close up of
Maybe-
Ian's food? Could we get a close up of Ian's
It's
food?
it's
I got it.
and right now it's just rice. So
I got it.
What was this plate of food?
it
It only
was
goes so
a.
far.
I don't know how.
I'll
to,
break the plate too.
I don't know how to explain it.
May I?
It was yes, you may. It was tofu fillets with a pineapple maple sauce, and on a plate of brown rice with red charred onions and bell peppers. It doesn't sound as good as it was.
No, it sounds wonderful.
I actually kind of like
so
hot sauce, yeah.
it was pretty good, and it was like just spicy enough.
Beautiful.
So it was a
Could you
kind
put it
of-
right over
it was
there?
a kind of long process. It was like I just saw like I was just like it was around the time I was getting into fitness, and
Yeah, good placement of the camera, Robert.
it was around the time
It's
I was
not
getting
bad.
into fitness.
Excuse me.
And I was
No, you're sitting closer to the cat.
I was like I don't know. I was in that period of time where I was like, man, nothing works for me, and because I was just stupid and I didn't know how to like eat, and then I found out about like veganism, and then I was like, and then I was reading things. I was reading like articles and stuff and of people who have had like success stories. And then I started finding out about like health benefits and stuff, and I started trying to eat more vegan, but I couldn't. But I was like still trying to learn, and it kind of like taught me how to cook more. So I got into it through kind of that. And when I first went vegan, like fully vegan, it was when I moved in with. It was around the time I moved in with Robert, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I'll see how it goes. And then I just started feeling like better. And so it started out as like a health thing, and then now it's ethical, and now it's more ethical and environmental rather than health. But I still do notice a lot of health benefits personally. I mean, like, it's completely anecdotal.
Right.
Like, nobody should take my word for it.
Mhm.
But I do notice. I used to, like, when I was at the gym, I noticed like I got like brain fog, and I would just kind of like be super out of it, and I don't really get that anymore. But
Right.
that's totally anecdotal, and that can be something completely different. That can just be the fact that I'm actually eating healthy. So I have no like personal evidence, but I do have like articles and stuff.
So what would it take for you to become an omnivore again?
If I started probably if I started having health issues, like if I had health issues that were like life threatening.
Due to veganism?
If it was like if the only thing that if I tried everything else and the only thing that could like make it so I wasn't gonna die would be eating chicken. But even then, I'd try to find like the
Alternative.
most ethical way to do it. Which in my opinion, there is no ethical way. But
Right.
if that's the only thing that would turn me back, and I'd have to try like everything else and see what worked for me first.
Very, very nicely done.
No, speak your mind, King.
I like our volume here. I
It
have to
slipped.
say,
I'm trying to grasp it.
Okay.
we are such a
It's
conversation.
like a balloon floating in the atmosphere. Like it's gonna take a little bit and then it'll pop and it'll come back down.
Like
really
Balloons
quick.
TD5.
You know,
Right.
this one
I
time
love that game.
we were coming out of a mall, and there's this balloon like seller dude right in front of the mall, and I was like, dude, I really want a balloon. You know, I want to go home.
It sounds like a cartoon.
I really want a balloon. And then I got the balloon, but then my brother pushed me while I was holding the balloon. The balloon went up. The balloon never came down.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
I
it
told
had
Harden
to-
that was a good decision.
Get out of my food.
And now, how old is your brother?
My brother is 2 years younger than me.
How many brothers do you have?
One.
Sisters?
Nope.
So just you and your brother.
Just me and my brother.
Imagine a female Paul.
Yeah, imagine
Wow.
if you had like a hot sister that Nick had the hots for. Imagine if he was always like, Nick, can we go to your house?
Oh my god, there's a rip in my sock. Damn it.
Like, it's really
So
fortunate
mad.
that the only one of us in the group that had a sister that lived with us was Sean, and she was too young for Nick, you know?
That is true. Oh no, she wasn't though. She
Okay,
wasn't
we are
though.
not joking about
She
this.
wasn't though.
Oh!
The joke is that I like women very young, and that's just not true.
No, can we quote? Like, can we clip
Can you
that?
use
I
that
like
again?
women very young. Can you please, Nick? Please use it. I like women very young.
No, I'll be like, what? I need to listen to this. He convinces pedophilia?
Hey,
Alright.
Okay, if not that, can we do the poop running down his leg story? And then
I think that's a good one.
yeah, I think that's a good one to start on. Okay, Nick.
sure.
Great.
Oh, and then I wet the couch when I was drunk that one time.
Oh, you wet the cow.
Yeah, my parents had to like drag me in the house, and they just tossed me on the couch and took shifts overnight watching me sleep to make sure I didn't stop breathing. Good
Have
stuff.
you ever seen Another Round?
Not.
It's on Netflix. It's really good.
It's on Hulu.
Hulu.
That's why I couldn't watch it.
It's, what language is it in? It's
Danish.
Danish?
Polish, I think.
Danish.
Danish. No, you're right. Yeah.
Danish.
What country speaks Danish?
Denmark.
Denmark.
I eat
Those
Danishes. So.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Alright, should we get into the movies now?
Well, you have more questions for us?
Oh, yeah.
Is that it? Is that the segment?
Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, Robert, you got killing the vibe.
Sorry,
here.
man.
Yeah.
You're having
You're really trying to come
My bad,
back.
I didn't mean to.
We're having great
So
dialogue.
stupid.
I'm sorry.
I have to say, your shirt, American Eagle.
Right.
You know who the head cashier is at American Eagle now?
Who?
Eondi Relo.
Really?
She's been there for like
Oh,
Yeah.
the head cashier, really?
Yeah.
around a year.
Wow.
Wait, head
she's
cashier?
really-
What's the difference between head cashier?
I don't know, but it sounds important, right?
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Look up what head cashier is.
The
Nick.
person who the bassist in the Sequoia Jazz Band who kind of taught me how to read sheet music in my 7th grade year is the head cashier at Sprouts now.
You didn't know how to read sheet music in 6th
I
grade?
didn't know how to read bass sheet music.
Oh,
She
She's like she's like the cashier manager, basically.
It's like the
Oh.
manager of that department. Of the
I
store.
see. That makes sense.
Dang.
That's pretty-
What do you
that's
work
pretty
That means
I work at Java Detour right now,
Shoot.
but I put in my 2 weeks yesterday
Why?
Oh.
because I want to spend the I'm gonna have to support myself through college. I don't have like family support, so I want to spend this summer just enjoying myself.
Right.
And then after
guess where us three work. We all work at the same place.
We serve Italian.
GameStop.
No. No, I'll give you a hint. You'll think that's too good of a business for that dynamic.
Really?
Samuel and Sean also work there.
Is it
Italian food?
Pop's 50's place?
No.
Italian food.
Olive Garden?
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah.
No, I would not have guessed it.
Busser. Samuel's a busser.
Sean's to go.
Host.
Host.
Samuel
Sean's
who?
to go. Samuel Sanders.
He
Blonde
just
guy in
quit his job.
JSA.
He just quit all.
Yeah, no, he just quit Pops.
Wait,
Really?
that means no more Mario's in 2 weeks? No, wait, Kennedy's still working.
Kennedy's probably gonna put her in 2 weeks. She almost did today.
So after that one.
She was going to today, but I was playing Nugget Biscuit by Tobuscus. She was laughing too hard, so she didn't do it.
So
Everyone's
Olive
leaving
Garden.
This cat is so
Olive
stupid.
Garden, yes.
So you three, Samuel and who?
Sean Dorney.
Sean Dorney. Really?
Yeah.
I would love to be a chef there and just see the dynamic that
You could apply. They are hiring at.
Are they?
I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to have like an actual culinary degree.
Yeah,
from
for
what you-
chef.
for a chef.
Well,
Really?
for a
Chefs,
chef.
yeah.
Well, but I think that you can be DMO or kitchen help.
You
Without
can be a
that.
dishwasher.
Don't be a dishwasher. That
Yeah,
sounds-
I'll pass on
that
that.
sounds-
I
Yeah,
promised
dishwashers.
myself I'd never
You
be
know
a
the dishwasher guy?
Charlie?
Is kind of like Mr. Roberts.
Charlie.
Yeah, he's so nice.
He's very nice.
That's like the sweetest guy around.
Mhm.
Which one's
Do you know who they're talking
Like-
about?
Charlie.
I
He's
don't
like,
remember.
He told one time he was working Mother's Day DMO and he was the only one and he was doing it by himself. And I was like, oh man, are you getting out of here soon? And he was like, nah, well, there's other DMOs coming, but I think they're going to do other stuff, so I'll have to be here for another 3 hours. But I don't mind. I like the hours. And he smiled. And I was like, he's so
Wow,
sweet.
he's got
That's
a
very
good
sweet,
work
yeah.
ethic.
Yeah, I don't know how he can bring himself to.
Mother's Day dishwasher
enjoy washing
sounds,
dishes.
Sounds pretty.
Yeah, and the dishes at Olive Garden, what they do is they'll like take the dish, spray it with high intensity water, and then put it through a machine. So it's the simplest thing
Oh,
ever.
that's so easy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, the
I
dishwashing
thought it
at
was like
Panda
working
was
at Panda.
like crazy.
Because that like
difficult in
actually like
comparison.
injured my back doing that.
Yeah, it was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Do
probably
you
wouldn't
work
be too
somewhere,
bad.
Logan?
So no, I'm trying to find a job.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. What's the pay starting there?
Okay, so it's as bussers, it is minimum wage $14 an hour, but we're included with tip share and usually make 22 to 24 an hour with
Really?
tips. Yeah.
I'm not.
What? do you-
But hosts don't
Hosts
make tips.
Don't make tips.
Only
Oh, you're a
servers and
host?
bussers
Are you
make
18?
tips.
I'm
I just
17.
ran that.
Yeah, you'd have to be a host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do
Really?
you turn 18?
November
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what? November when?
14th.
I'm 18.
You know,
Do you want a
November-
hand hug, Nick? No, other way.
Fuck, sorry, I'm sorry.
I dig it. Right in.
What was
Do you have any other questions for us, Logan Whittington?
Are you going to college right out of high school?
Not right out. I'm spending a summer. But yeah, I'm going to.
Well,
Chester College.
usually
Just
people
go-
don't take college over during the summer, right?
It's a very smart move, though, if you are very driven.
If your credits are transferable. I was going to do that, but my credits wouldn't be transferable, so I decided
Taking
not to.
summer classes?
Yeah.
Really?
I was going to get more of my GE out of the way, but I learned that I have a max allowance of 32 transferable credits, and I'm already at
You're already at 32?
Or is it a semester system?
at Emerson.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a fall semester that's 4 months, a spring semester that's 4 months, and a summer semester that's 4 months.
I see.
But a lot of kids don't do courses during the summer. It's like a 4 month long summer.
So what is this? Emerson?
Emerson College.
Jeez. Tell me about this.
It's a liberal arts small college in Boston, Massachusetts.
Really?
It's like predominantly made up of
White people.
film schools. No, yeah, it's predominantly the film school, musical theater school, and there's business of commercial entertainment school. That's like the big three there, and they also offer some other things. Like other business minors, they offer pre-law, they offer some creative writing as a major.
What if I go there and do the kinesiology?
I don't think they have it there. But I'll be
What's
minoring in pre-law and going to law
movement
school
science.
after.
Really?
That's
you want
the
to be
goal.
a lawyer?
I want to be an entertainment lawyer because I could
Oh,
still
so-
pursue filmmaking,
Piracy rights.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It could be like Brad Pitt. You have the right to remain silent.
Oh, when
Anything
Brad
you-
Pitt's getting arrested.
Yeah,
No, that would be the bailiff. That wouldn't be the. I don't think the
yeah. That would be
attorney
the.
says
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right. Nick, what are your post-high school plans? You said you were going to Shasta College to major in what?
Well, I'm just going to Chester College to get my GE. And that'll take a year. And then I'm going to transfer to, I always say Berkeley if I get in, but that's just kind of my, where
like
you're going
UC,
to college.
UC Berkeley or
Yes,
like
UC.
Berkeley Music School in Boston?
UC Berkeley. Berkeley is just my college where, like, if someone asks what college you want to go to, I just say Berkeley because it's, like, the first one I think of. I'm really okay with, like, any, like, good college that has, like, a good
Were you
program for-
considering a trade school?
What?
For computer science? You told me
Oh,
you were
oh.
considering trade schools
Maybe.
because they're cheaper
Look
and
into it.
would get
Maybe.
you more directly into the industry.
Exactly, because you
Possibly.
secured a job right out of them most times.
Yeah.
That's
But
what's
yeah, computer
nice
science.
about Emerson. So Emerson students in Boston, but the film students the last semester they do in LA, and in LA they guarantee an internship, and the internship always leads into a job in the industry.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So you're pretty stoked for
So
this.
I'm pretty hyped. Oh yeah,
You're gonna be
lots of learning, and then
You're gonna be
into the industry.
smacking Brad Pitt with some books.
oh.
Hey, Brad! Just fucking.
Right.
He'd be like, that's not very nice. Do you think
Yeah.
it would even affect his face, or do you think it would be like, cool, and he'd be like,
No,
Yeah.
I take a chunk out and then it like grow back like instantly.
Right. And what are your post high school
Um,
plans?
I was gonna go into medicine,
Yeah, stop kissing the cat.
specifically neurology, but
What
so
branch?
UC Berkeley first. I was gonna go into that, and I was thinking of medical school, UCLA or UCSF.
Like what
Neurology,
specific-
probably.
Neurology.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
nothing with surgery though. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be a
neurosurgeon.
brain surgeon?
No.
You just want to study the brain.
Yeah, kind of like neuropsychiatry or something like that.
So, do you have a background in that already? Like, do you have a general knowledge of it?
General knowledge of the brain specifically, no, not really. Yeah, I don't have any working knowledge of in the medicine like field, so to speak. Only thing I've seen is like indirectly from what my father does, but he does colonoscopies. It's not really like what my area of medicine is, but
Right.
it has exposed me to medicine from a pretty young
Right.
age. So yeah,
Right.
and my mother was a dentist. My grandma is like a gynecologist. My grandpa is a dermatologist. So it's like
Wow. So, like,
Yeah.
medicine runs rampant in your family.
yeah.
Well, you
Cool.
should get into
And my
psychedelics.
my grandpa from the other
Like
side,
for
he was a
carrying the
general
brain.
in the Indian army. So it's
Really?
like it was like out of nowhere.
Like, wow.
Paul, I have a question. Are you going to graduate from Berkeley in 3 years?
Yeah.
So we're going to be in LA at the same time.
Seriously?
You want a room together?
I would love to. I would genuinely love
No,
to.
genuinely, like that's like a safe comfort thing that makes me feel better about
Yeah.
my life after college.
No, that sounds
We
very
could
nice.
room together in LA.
I would love that.
Because don't the medical students like they live off of campus?
Yeah, no, I don't plan to live on campus when I'm a medical school student.
Mhm.
I definitely
So we
don't.
can room with some guys in
She's
LA.
opening
Nick
up
Nick can
some-
come too.
she is.
That's a guy, by the way. Okay.
Oh, he is.
How's this
He's
a guy?
opening
There's
up-
no penis.
Yeah, where's your dick, bro?
No, the penis in cats is like secluded. They have to like open it up.
Well, you see, it's a barbed penis.
Where? I don't see a place a penis could
I
be.
remember.
I really
oh my
would
God.
rather
Did you
not
cut off
try
your
to-
cat's penis?
In sophomore year, Nick was going crazy one day over how large a hyena's clitoris is.
Oh, yeah, I remember
That was so funny.
What?
Let's look at
That
the
was the
picture.
funniest shit ever. We were walking into the office, and I remember there was a teacher right behind us, and Nick just didn't know or something, and he was like, "Oh my god, bro, look at this hyena's clit."
That's a clit.
That was a fucking dong. It was
No.
like
That's
it was,
a clit.
It was crazy.
No.
That's insane.
Wow. That is quite incredible.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Like, this
I
is
know.
unfathomable.
Were you gonna ask Ian the same question?
Yes.
So I'm going to College of the Redwoods. It's a community college in Eureka, and then I'm going to transfer probably to Humboldt to get to do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pre-physical therapy program, and then I'm going to go to a physical therapy school. Probably 3. It's probably going to be a total of like 6 to 7 years of schooling.
Wow.
Like just from next year onward.
Oh.
And then I'll get my general doctor of physical therapy certificate, and then I'm not sure if I will, but I might specialize in something depending on after a couple of years in the field. I might.
I
Specialize.
would suggest. I mean, I don't know about like how that area of medicine works,
Mhm.
but I know that even though it's obviously more studying,
Mhm.
but specialization does have
Specialization,
like,
like
a lot of like you will reap those.
oh, I know. Like there's this
that.
This one guy came to my class last year, my sports med class,
Mhm.
and he was a physical therapist, but he specialized in elephantothrombose. What is it? It's when it's from
That's when part
Yeah.
of your body becomes
Yeah.
insanely large.
So basically, all he does in practice is just
My dick.
do this to people.
When I look at his mom.
Really?
He just does that to people. Basically, it's an in clinic thing, and it's not outpatient. The opposite of outpatient, pretty much.
Patient.
Inpatient. That's it's inpatient, and he makes he went from making like $80,000 a year to like $150,000 a year.
Yeah, that specialization.
Specialization can really
almost like doubles it. Yeah. Like
yeah.
that sounds
So
right.
I probably will specialize in something.
Yeah.
I feel like probably something spinal.
Oh.
That's just like super interesting to me,
Yeah.
and I've had like
Yeah.
experiences with that. So probably spinal
That's
something.
nice. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my plan.
This is
Excellent.
unrelated, kind of. But Emerson allows you to specialize in certain aspects of filmmaking, right? So my goal was like I was totally going to specialize in screenwriting because I like that way more than directing.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, what if I specialize in screenwriting because they allow you to specialize in two things if you want. What if I also specialize in something really obscure like audio or like colorizing?
That'd be
And then I
cool.
can get really niche jobs in the industry with
That's
that.
not very obscure.
Well, with sound, like you can go very specific into like exactly what like a Foley artist does, or something like that.
I want to specialize in being the best boy.
I want to
Actually,
specialize in that baby.
I would like my goal would be to
That
specialize as a
sounds
colorist because that's really interesting.
Celiac-ish.
Like
What?
you try to make
Right.
it a
Baby.
natural looking
He wants to
image
specialize in
while
the baby.
bringing out.
No,
this
I
one
think he was
specific
referring to
color.
the rapper.
Oh, that would make
The
sense.
baby.
Yeah.
the
the
rapper.
baby, the rapper, not the baby, the
To
baby.
cut the arms.
Cut arm.
Now, should we get into the movies? It is how long are we?
32.
Excellent. Okay, you know what? 30-minute mark. I saw it feels
I think
like
it's time.
feels like
It's time to move
so,
on.
All
to the
right,
movies. So,
gentlemen.
Logan
so,
Whittington, can I ask which movies you watched?
The Wrath of Man and Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Oh, okay,
Those Who
sounds
Wish Me Dead,
good. So,
Those Who Wish Me
Pahul,
Dead.
what order would you like to go in this week? And you watched.
I was going to watch one of the movies like today, but I decided to sleep instead. So I watched The Wrath of Man.
And
Parts
you?
of it.
I have seen none of these movies.
You didn't watch Mitchell? No, that was just my parents.
Yeah.
All right. What order are you thinking?
Have you seen all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We always see all of them.
Really?
Characters that have been most affected by the increase in gas prices to characters that have been least affected by
That's
the increase in
good.
gas prices.
Okay.
I feel like Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Yeah,
that's
because-
obviously
Because it's road
a road
trip.
trip.
Yeah. I think
What's those which should be done now? What's
probably
the other one?
Wrath of Man. There's a lot of cars in that movie.
Oh, yeah, for
so those
sure.
characters, honestly, maybe more so because their jobs is driving around.
That is
and,
exactly
and
true.
there's a
The-
lot
It's
of
not
characters
exactly
that drive
gas.
around.
It sounded like a diesel truck to me in Wrath of Man.
Well,
I don't,
that's
I
true,
don't think
but
that those armored
As
vehicles
gas
are
prices
using
increase,
gas.
don't diesel prices increase?
Yes, but diesel is a synthetic of gas. So like they use a little bit of gas and then they add a bunch of other stuff.
But
and then it-
naturally,
and
diesel
then it-
prices would increase though, just because it's a.
But
it's
not
a,
as significantly as gas.
But it would,
prices.
though.
That's true. That's
That
true.
means they
It's
would
like
be
$4
affected.
a
They
gallon
would
be
right now,
affected.
but like diesel is like
Such a dumb
$3.50.
conversation.
No. Gas right now is like $4.50 and
No,
diesel's
it's
like
not.
$4. It was $4.50 at Chevron.
Yeah,
Why
it's
do you
Chevron.
get gas at Chevron?
I don't
Why
get
the
gas
hell
at
would you do
Chevron.
that?
No, I get gas at Wind River Mini Mart, or sometimes I like to go to this really weird one on
273.
273.
Right across from the Mission.
That's where the
Right
No,
by
no,
Dutch Bros?
that one
That's
is
where the
good.
buses
the
go,
one by
yeah.
Dutch Bros, yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's $3.39 a gallon.
Well, not anymore. It's up to 354.
Yeah, but still, that's really
That's
good.
the cheapest gas in town.
Yeah.
So
Oh
that-
really?
Right.
It's really
But it's
old.
super
Where is
super
it?
sketchy.
Where is this?
Don't go there in the morning and don't go there at night.
Actually, you can go sometimes because the cops are.
What about
usually
after
getting
school?
Gas there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, where is it like?
And so do you know where the Dutch Bros on 273 is?
Yes.
It's right there.
Oh okay.
Like you see it.
What's it called? What's like the?
I don't know, but do you know where Les Schwab is?
Yes, I do.
It's right in between.
Oh, perfect.
Nick
okay.
Nick is
Thank you.
only allowed to get gas at one gas station in Reading. And it's
Well,
the Chevron
Nick's
off of...
parents never let Nick walk alone outside unless he had Bruno with him because Bruno was gonna protect Nick from getting raped. That was the thing because Nick would get raped without Bruno, right, Nick? Is that the story? Is that how the story goes? Right, Nick? You had to have like Bruno with you when you were going on walks.
I don't think it was to discourage rape.
What was it? Because
I
no
don't know.
one would rape you if Bruno was there.
Okay, that's kind of rude.
To whom?
Who is Bruno?
That no one would rape me.
Mars.
Ugly dog.
Okay, wait. We should get into the movies.
Okay,
so
most gas prices.
affected of the Wrath of Man first.
No, most effective would be Mitchell versus the
No, I
Machine.
thought we agreed Wrath of Man. There's a lot more people in it that
Yeah, but then we
drive a
consider
lot more
diesel.
vehicles.
Yeah, but that's
And
diesel.
yeah, it's diesel, but like still at the same time, you made a point about gas prices increase, diesel prices will increase, maybe not as much, but they still will increase.
Yeah, but not
And
as
that
much as
compared
gas.
to how many people there
Well,
were
but
in that
divided
movie.
by person.
Robert Burke.
Divided by person.
Okay, but Mitchell's
No,
versus the
no, no,
Machines
no,
is
no,
one
Robert.
car.
Robert, Yeah, that's going across the country. This is just in-town driving. We don't even know the time.
Doesn't in-town driving waste the most amount of gas? Where cross-country trips, they still waste a lot of gas, but it's nothing in
Also,
comparison.
the driving was a lot more erratic in that movie, just because of all the action scenes and all the
Right.
But that was in Mitchell versus the Machines as well.
Sort of, but there was, for the majority of it, they were just driving straight. There were some crazy scenes, but it wasn't like crazy all the time.
That is true. Oh man, this is
no,
a real.
But Robert, you see,
love
if
that.
you take a gallon of gas, say the price of gas is $4 a gallon, okay,
Mhm.
and you take a gallon of diesel, say diesel is 50% gas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's $2, okay, for half of that gallon of diesel. And what if they just put corn in the other half?
Mhm.
That's going to cost you maybe 20 cents. So that's $2.20.
I know,
per
but
gallon
that's
of
not the
diesel.
way that realistically it works out. If you actually go to gas stations, it's usually fairly
Well,
comparable.
really, but you need to think about the fact that these trucks were operating under a company. Usually companies are in a lot of ways subsidized by the government.
True,
You know?
but
And
here's the
so
thing.
it's not going to cost a consumer
Especially
much
security, like a company
Exactly.
dealing with such high level
more. It
security,
works for the government.
probably with government securities as
Right.
well. That's in the truck.
Okay, here's
So
the
they
thing
don't
we
have to
haven't
pay a
considered
thing.
yet.
Yes.
And those who wish me dead, they're all firefighters, and firefighters drive around a lot.
Yeah, but they get reimbursed by the government.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
a direct
so Mitchell's
government-
versus the Machines.
Mitchell versus
and they're
the
also
Machines.
a low-income family.
There we
so-
go. Perfect.
Yeah, why didn't you mention that
Yeah,
earlier?
there we go, bro.
They would
Come
be the
on, you
most
could have won the
affected.
argument like a few minutes
No,
ago.
you would have won the argument because I was arguing for the Wrath of Man.
Oh, never mind.
It's Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man.
Okay, Mitchell versus the Machines. Nick, can you pull it up? Please give us a plot synopsis, my friend.
Well, that is like the very.
You haven't done that in a
Yeah.
while. Just get to
It's Wrath of Man.
Yeah, we're
We're
doing
not
Mitchell's
doing
versus-
Wrath of Man. We're doing Mitchell's versus the Machines. There we go. Oh Jesus.
Oh,
So
it's this
incompetent.
movie. Okay, a quirky, dysfunctional family's road trip is unpended
Appended.
when they. Oh,
Up-
shit! I'm
upended.
sorry. Appended. I'm an idiot. When they find themselves in the middle of the robot apocalypse and suddenly become humanity's unlikeliest last hope.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
This movie, when I saw the trailers for it back when it was called Connected and was going to come out in April 2020, it looked so bad. I was like, God, this movie looks genuinely terrible. And the animation style was like really, it looked like corporate animation. So I was like, oh, this is going to be such a terrible movie. Reviews on Letterboxd got really good all of a sudden. Then I read the plot synopsis. It's about a red-haired film student moving across the coast with her family. So I was like, I gotta watch this with my parents so that, like, you know, I'm sure there will be some
Yeah.
emotions associated
Well,
with
to be
it.
fair though, Sophia the Dealer doesn't compare to what the girl in the movie was like quality-wise. On a,
I know. Are you saying Sophia the Dealer's worse?
It's for electronics.
I'm not gonna go too
What are
much
you
deep
doing?
in because I do reserve
Are you
my
gonna
right to
torture us?
protect myself
Yeah.
from self-incrimination. But all I'm saying is that they're different.
You think Sophia the Dealer's worse than her?
Hey, I didn't
than
say
her,
nothing.
Than her.
Nick,
I
what
think,
do you
I think we're
think?
about to get tortured.
Yeah, I don't know what Nick's doing. But anyways, I was very excited for this movie. It looked really sweet. I got excited after the reviews because it had like 4.0 on Letterboxd, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow, 98%.
What,
I think, yeah.
Could you explain to me what Rotten Tomatoes is?
Rotten Tomatoes is a conglomeration of over 600, 700 professionally paid film
There's a
critics that
time
are
and
judged
place.
based on different criteria. And Rotten Tomatoes, contrary to popular belief, does not measure the quality of a movie, it measures how well liked it is. You may think those two things are very similar. The
They're
thing
not.
with Rotten Tomatoes is that if a critic gives something a 60% to an 100% based on whatever their grade scale is, so like if it's like grade letters, then B- would be positive, then it gets a red tomato. If it is if it gives a 59% or lower, then it would be a smashed tomato. It would be green, which is negative. So what Rotten Tomatoes measures is not... So a movie could be a 6 out of 10 movie to everybody and have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Where a movie that's a 10 out of 10 to 90 people and a 1 out of 10 to 10 people would be a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's how well liked a movie is. So with something like Mitchell's versus the Machines, I understand why it has a 98%, because
Thank you.
even though it isn't a 9.8 out of 10 movie, it's a very sweet movie, and it's really easily likable.
Mhm.
The 4.0 on Letterboxd I still don't understand. I think this movie is really good, but it is, like, really... It's not on the level of, like, a Pixar movie, and that's kind of what I was expecting with the level of reviews. It doesn't delve very deep with its themes. It's really emotionally basic. It's, like, about family and family values and sticking together and all the cliche stuff that you see all the time, you know?
Yes.
I also think the art style was really hard for me to get over. I would be watching the movie and then think about the art style, and it would be hard for me to watch for a little bit. I understand what they were doing. It was like 2D animation style on 3D animation, so it was kind of cool, but it just was so corporate that it looked really cheesy at times, and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
I think it's really sweet. I think it's really easy to watch. It's essentially like the Bruno Mars of movies, right?
It's 24K magic of animation.
It's so easy to watch, and it's so easy to invest yourself in. But it does follow a lot of kids' movies cliches. If you know where certain beats are going to come.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of very, cringy jokes in it. I think there's some genuinely really funny moments, too. But there are a lot of also really cringy jokes where it's like, oh, you had to throw a joke in here. It's like the emotional climax of the movie, and you had to throw a joke in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still think it's really good. I would recommend it to anybody. It definitely affected me emotionally based off of me going off to college for film school.
There are
leaving
very
family
lot of
behind.
parallels, for sure.
Even the red hair. I had just dyed my hair when I watched this movie, so I was like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Afterward or before?
Right after. Or right before.
How long before?
2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Great movie. I would recommend it. I give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Oh, what
Oh,
is
wait.
that
I give it
scale,
a,
TG Mobile.
I give it a sprint.
Sprint? Oh, wow, okay.
I give it a
Okay,
sprint.
what's a 10?
There's no... Movies go based off of their vibes when I'm doing that grading scale. There's no,
So explain me this grading
good.
scale.
It's just cell phone networks.
Yeah,
And
we
what-
can grade anything.
Mine was
What?
religion for a while, but then I realized religion might be a little too controversial.
Because if he hates a movie and then gives it Islam, it would be like, oh, post-Islamophobic.
I'm not Islamophobic. I am not Islamophobic, but okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So, there are fundamentalists in every religion, right?
Yeah.
There are fundamentalists in Christianity. There's fundamentalists in Sikhism. There's fundamentalists in Islam. So that's all I'm gonna say. There's good people. There's bad people. You know, doesn't really matter what religion they follow. But anyway, yeah. So religion is not a good idea. I will do countries though. I feel like countries we could handle.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so it's your turn.
My turn. Okay, so I wasn't. I didn't have that hype leading up to this movie personally, so it was kind of I was kind of diving into into a surprise, I guess, and it was a while. It took a while to get used to, just because it's a little strange. It's a
The
little
animation?
Yeah, and I don't want to use this word, but quirky is like a before it started getting so overused. It's a nice way to describe it, because it's kind of a strange movie, but.
Cringe.
I wouldn't say cringe.
That's a clip. Cringe.
Quirky would be a.
Can we create
Nice
a soundboard from
descriptor.
good experiences during this podcast? Like, we could just have a Logan Whittington cringe button that we can press at any time.
Cringe. That's a good idea, actually. We should do.
It's a lot of work for
I kind of fixed it.
Yeah, that's true. It looks like the Untitled Unmastered. Never mind.
No, it's a printing bed for my 3D printer.
I know what it is. Anyway, so
hate this
I like this movie. I feel like the jokes were there were times where the jokes actually made me laugh, which is
How
pretty
frequently?
cool. What?
How frequently?
I'd say
How frequent?
about 1 every 8 minutes.
1 every 8 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's this one scene where it's like the dog is a cop. That was hilarious. That was so funny.
What is the
And-
genre?
Did you actually find that really funny?
Yeah, and
What's the
Roy
genre
Reed
of
likes
this
dogs.
movie?
It was the dog was really
The
cute.
dog was really cute.
And you're not even a dog person.
Animation
Yeah,
adventure
no,
comedy.
And another joke that it was like, these jokes weren't that funny. It was just like,
It's sweet. It's
yeah,
sweet.
it was
I
sweet, but
understand.
like who would have guessed? Giving this much power to an AI and an uncontrolled tech monopoly. It was like, I didn't laugh personally at those jokes, because I feel like those kind of jokes have been a little peppered in
Overplayed.
too much.
Right.
Because it's kind of like okay, you're obviously going to the adults at this point. Try to be a little, the way Pixar does it,
There will be a sex joke randomly in a
exactly
conversation.
here's a scene, right? So Lightning McQueen has just tied in the Piston Cup. He is gonna go to California to race against the green car and the blue car, and while he's doing that,
The King and Chick Hicks.
Go
Chico, go
Chico, go Chico. Anyway,
Oh!
no, that's not racist. No,
Yeah, no, take that out of context,
please.
I wasn't saying it was racist. I was just saying that was a very weird interaction.
No, but so Lightning McQueen is approached by these three cars. These two cars, twins. They're red after the race. And Lightning McQueen, we love you so much. And then they flash their headlights. That's meant to be like you know.
Yes.
Like
yes.
this. You know what I'm saying?
Let's.
Yeah.
Can we censor that?
No, I think that should be at the
We should
beginning.
cut that. Oh boy.
So yeah.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah. So that's what I
Nick just got it.
Yeah. So
What are other instances of this in Pixar movies?
are there instances of this?
It's hard to point them out. They just are there.
They just- and
Sometimes
you
they're
know
very
them.
passing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in what's a movie? This wasn't a Pixar movie, but it was a DreamWorks movie. It's just a frequent thing in animated movies.
Yeah.
When in Spies in Disguise, when Will Smith starts getting shrunken down, he checks in here and he's like, ah, like his penis
Oh,
shrunk.
Oh
really?
yeah. In Planet 51, when he's naked, they're like, "Whoa!" And he's naked, and he gets up, and the aliens are like, "Whoa!"
Oh, and
That's a
Minari, the
weird
grandma
place for an
says
antenna.
penis.
That is true. That is very okay, but
Oh yeah, and in Open Season, there's like a really big like bear cock in one of the. Kind of so.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you know, Pixar does it in a very if you're under the age of 15 or whatever, you're not gonna get this. Anyway, go ahead. Yes.
Did you know? Hold on. I gotta brace myself for this one.
Okay.
A rhino's cock is the size of a child's leg. Look it up, Nick.
He is the fact checker
Fact check
after
that.
all.
Anyway, I'll finish my
Rhino
review of Mitchell
cock.
versus the Mitchell. I guess we're not.
Rhino cock Urban Dictionary. Holy shit.
Oh.
What's the Urban Dictionary for this? A guy with an exceptionally huge cock, so big it hurts just to look at.
Oh wow.
Rhino cock. This is when you need someone.
Are you in pain, Robert?
Oh yeah. Can you finish your review?
Okay, yeah. So, some jokes were a little too on the nose, but other than that, this was a very cute movie. I don't know, I'm not gonna watch this movie again probably, but I did enjoy it a lot. It's just that it seemed a little too hyper at times, a little too 6-year-old all over the place at
Like
times.
Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, exactly like that. Perfect. Yeah. So it was oh, okay, too much. But I get it's a kids movie, they're gonna be like that just to appeal to the kids. So yeah. Other than that, I like this movie. It was enjoyable. I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it a Belgium. A solid Belgium.
It's a Belgium.
It's a Belgium.
Yeah.
Belgium.
All right, Nick. Next movie, if you would.
No one else has seen this movie. Only the two of us saw this. Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Correct.
Okay.
Or I'll say in the voice of the main character.
The plot follows Ish, a cold and mysterious character.
Wait, this is the Wrath of Man, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
At a cash truck company responsible for moving hundreds of millions of dollars around Los Angeles each week.
Bruh. Oh.
This means bruh.
Can we make Kachiga?
Oh, because of that meme where they had the tattoo that said bruh?
Like a racist
No, he
joke.
said
No,
that he
what
wanted
was
to
it?
tattoo
how about
his
ka-chow?
lip bruh, so
Ka-chow.
that he could go like this when
How
I
would
want to
we
say
make that
bruh,
a
but then he
thing?
just started going.
I really want to make
Is that a thing?
Good
Yeah.
chicken.
Wait, look up guy who has bruh
Kachiga.
tattooed under his lip.
Bruh tattoo on lip.
Can we get that sound clip?
Nick presses a button. It's like.
Bless up.
Oh wow.
Sir lips.
Playa.
Oh.
Math.
That's
Oh,
Nick.
that's
Nick.
Mr. McIntyre.
Oh, that's. Kind of looks like him.
Bonjour.
Robert.
Insert here.
No.
Oh.
Insert.
Eat or be eaten.
Man's hole. Cock hole.
Fixation. Ouch.
That probably hurts, right? That hurts a lot. It sounds like that hurts a lot. It looks
Vegan.
Like,
Yeah. Worst tattoos. Brawn to die.
It's my life, John Bovey.
No.
It's-
John Boy.
Oh my god, Pikachu.
Ryan Gosling. What the fuck is that?
That doesn't look like a.
Why is
Oh,
he
the
fire?
Pikachu.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
I like
Oh.
those.
Okay,
I like those.
slut.
Oh.
Hey, no slurs.
Slut.
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 I thought there was not
Slut.
supposed to be
Slut.
any
Slut
slurs.
isn't a slur.
We're not
Sure
saying
it is.
all women are
No.
sluts.
Dude,
No, don't take that out of context. Don't take that out of context.
No, please take that out of
No, no, no.
context.
Okay, no, that's unfair.
You're unfair.
Oh.
Baby.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
The baby.
Slut.
Okay, what's the Wrath of Man?
Oh,
Insert
oh
coins
yes.
in the slot. Oh man, that's Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
He
What else
touched
with this?
so many.
Do you get it, Paul?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, what's the plot of the movie?
Oh, he already said it.
I just said it wrong.
And the guys.
Logan, would you like to go first? You don't have to if you don't want to. If that's too much pressure.
Never say that. To me.
I'll let Pahu go first, then I'll go.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Wrath of Man. What an incredibly stupid movie. Here's the thing,
Really?
right? The dialogue. It was like right in the beginning. You know, it's so like, it felt like. How do I say this? So there's this thing online where if you type a sentence in, there's an AI that'll finish the story for you. Like it's 4 paragraphs.
No way.
Yeah. It felt like the script was written by like that kind of thing. Like they wrote in badass walks into a bar and it's like the entire script is written by that AI, you know, that kind of thing, you know. It was very the dialogue just it didn't even seem natural. And I don't know. It was like it was someone's first time trying to write dialogue. It just felt so awkward.
Right.
The action, I mean, I guess it was fine. It wasn't really like anything out of the world or something. So if you're looking into looking at watching an action movie, you know, go ahead, I guess. But like other than that, I didn't really find any redeemable quality in this movie. The twist at the end, or like not at the end, but where you know, like there's a Judas. You know, I didn't say who it is, but like you see it coming. You know, it's like
Oh, we can't spoil.
yeah, we can't spoil.
Oh.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Ma Rainey's Black Messiah.
That feels insensitive. Like, is that just me, or does that because we're combining the names of 2 movies telling? Like, I don't know. It feels insensitive, doesn't it?
Jeeves. Haha.
This guy should be our president. Can you look up Joe Biden says the F word?
Oh wait, yeah, we should
Did Joe
watch this
Biden
clip.
say the F word?
Oh,
No, but the gay F word.
He did say
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He also said the N-word.
I want to look that up. Actually.
no. This was like a fail. Like he accidentally
on
said.
television. These white supremacists, Nazi sympathizers,
Wait, what
carrying
the fuck?
Nazi flags.
That's like the most unfortunate thing that could have happened to him.
Can you
Wow.
replay
Are you
it?
heading out, Ian?
Yeah, can you
I'm getting my shoes on and I'm getting ready to head out. It's bench day.
bench day?
What are we gonna bench today, Ian?
Today, let me see. I think it's 150 for 8. Then here. Let me pull it up.
Pull it up, Jamie.
150 for 10, 165 for 8, 175 for 6 to 8, and then I do rows, military press, pull-ups, and then I'm gonna end with some bicep curls and lateral raises.
How boring. Okay, so
How do you do
who's
your
reviewing
bicep
Wrath of Man?
curls?
Depends. Depends on how I
Oh,
feel.
go.
You ever done
Just
suicide?
stop.
No, we can't have 2 conversations that way. I'm fixed
Oh, they really build that girth in the bicep.
Carrying Nazi flags.
No,
That should be a soundbite, like just the F word.
Well, no. Well, that's
That-
like
that-
borderline
actually-
using a slur.
That is true. Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. That's not a good idea. Anyway, so yeah, Wrath of
The cat is
Man. I
murdering
didn't like
my
it that much. It was very generic action. You know, bald guy looks like a porn star, shoots lots of guns.
Mr. McIntyre.
Mr. McIntyre,
Dibs.
if he, Mr. McIntyre.
Wait, is this your dinner?
Well, not anymore.
Well, that was his breakfast as well. So.
His leftovers, his leftovers from the dinner the night before. Now he meal prepped.
Is that all you have to say, Paul?
Yeah.
Alright. Country?
Oh, what?
What country is it?
No, that's what I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Logan
What?
Wington?
What country?
Would you like to go now, or would you like...
What country did he say?
He said at the end he'll do it.
Oh, at the end.
It's gonna be the Democratic Republic of Congo. 'Cause it's,
Fred's just like, who cares?
All right.
Yeah,
It was good being here.
Ian.
It's good
Goodbye,
to see
Ian.
you all. It's good to be here. Good to see you.
It was very, very swell spending a part of the evening with you.
Nick, which door is the bathroom?
Whichever one. It depends how successful you want to be.
Second door on your left.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm right.
Would you like to go?
Yeah, so I don't know if I would agree with the DRC for the country. I think it was a little more worthy than the DRC.
DRC is a failed state, and people don't know. Yeah, it's a completely failed state.
Almost like the economy of Venezuela.
Ooh. Oh, no.
Are you gonna high-five me?
Well, you can't be like.
I talked to
Alright,
Samuel
fine.
about it, and we can use his boxing ring to fight.
No way.
So let's go regularly to the.
Samuel has a boxing ring?
Wait, okay,
The
let's not
boxing
interrupt.
chip.
Let's let Logan do.
Sorry,
his
Logan. Yeah,
review.
go ahead.
I'm actually going to start with the country and then explain my reasoning.
Okay.
So, not to get controversial or anything, but I'm kind of leaning toward like Israel.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean,
Go on.
would you like me to hold this for you, Robert?
I would like you to explain. Actually.
So, I feel like it was a good like plot, but it was kind of confusing to follow. You know, it was like 3 months later, 5 months before. Like, is it 5 months before the 3 months in the future, or 5 months from the what the
Very
first
good
plot
point.
was?
Yes.
And then it was like years forward, years back, and it was like replaying different. I feel like
Howdy.
so it was like a 2-hour movie just about, and I feel like
I'll be right back.
it was really more of like not quite a 2-hour movie, but like a 25-minute movie that they just made in different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Dunkirk,
Right,
but in a different way.
right.
A bad unintentional.
Anyways, so I feel that
You forgot it then. Sorry.
I feel that it was very intelligent to an extent of the like what would have made it better, more of like South Korea vibe
South Korea vibe.
would have been if there was more plot twists,
Okay.
more drama.
How would it be? How would more plot twists make it more like South Korea? I don't get the connection there.
Well, along like
Oh, I got it. Wait, I got it.
go ahead.
Because South Korea was like communism, and then they adopted capitalism after a certain point.
No.
Something like that.
No.
Didn't like South Korea adopt capitalism
No, that was China.
in the 50s?
That was China. In the
No, it was one of the
80s.
4 states we learned about in Nikki Geo.
The 4 tigers.
Yeah.
No, they just opened their economy up to a free market trading system.
Right, that's like, what? That's a twist.
Actually, no, I actually do
Yeah.
agree with you. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
My
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. No, I get it now. My bad. Yeah. I
Where
agree.
was I now? Nick, do you remember where I was?
You were in South Korea.
I've not been in South Korea.
I would like to visit.
I-
North Korea would actually be a little more fascinating. It's just that.
If you
You
make
know
it
that
out.
what happened to that guy, like the American who came back and he was in a coma.
No.
So Otto Warmbier, he went to North Korea for his senior trip after graduation during the summer, and the night before he's supposed to leave, he steals a propaganda poster, and from the hotel wall, and he puts it in his backpack. They stop him at the airport. They take him in. His face is never shown again, and they return him to the United States to his family a few years later. He is completely brain dead, but there's no sign of external injury. He's just brain dead. He comes back brain dead and he dies in the United States.
That is horrifying.
Yeah. Like, no one knows what happened to him because there's no broken bones, no healed fractures, no external injury at all. But there's no brain waves. It's just, he's just gone. That is insane.
Can the United States not, like, do something about that?
No, they cannot because, what would they do?
Argue with North Korea.
You can't argue with a...
They're pretty
You
much
cannot
already
argue with the
arguing.
Kims.
But, yeah, no, but, like, there's this horrifying video of him, like, when they were charging him for his crimes and they announced life imprisonment, he just breaks down, crying. and
That's
they take
typically
him back.
how a life sentence happens.
Yeah, but like a life sentence in the United States versus a life sentence in, North Korea.
I'd rather serve a life sentence here.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to live in prison in America than almost anywhere else.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to those in Mexican prisons.
Can we make that as a clip? Like, that's so...
Yeah, Nick, can we make that a
That's such a good clip.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in Mexican prison, more than likely you're not a very good person.
Wait, what is that supposed
Oh,
to be?
yeah, what?
Just what?
Not
Life
at
in
all.
prison? I meant like life in prison in Mexico. I feel like you would have had to kill someone.
No, because the cartels run it, so if they don't like you, like
I
could see-
Yeah, do you not
me-
remember
me,
the three
Paul,
murders of Maricela? Yeah.
Me,
Yeah,
Paul,
no,
and
maybe
Robert
you're right.
could very well be the cartels. You could be
No,
like the
the-
best person in the world, but we could be like, nope, you're not a cartel.
Nick smells poopy, and then we can put you in the...
Yeah.
For,
Yeah, what do you smell poopy? I guess
And then
I
I
gotta
could
go too.
snort coke off your naked ass.
Right.
Hole.
Okay, should I go now?
Well, I wasn't
And
finished.
then
Oh,
take
okay.
the
Apologies.
Veruca
Wait, guys,
Veruca.
let Logan speak his piece.
Says Pahul asked, what kind of plot twists I could have seen in this movie to make it better,
Mhm.
more exciting, and like literally whatever you didn't expect, like all of a sudden this.
Lego Batman.
I didn't put that on there.
I put that on there.
You disliked it.
Yeah.
What the heck? I love Gus and Eddie.
Like this,
Because Jack's films.
like one of the trucks just blows up,
Yeah.
but the people survive. The money doesn't.
Money. Money!
The money is like,
Wait, that's
Gone.
a plot twist?
yeah, like the money is gone, but the people survive. But the truck isn't there either. And it was like a natural occurrence.
That would be a good plot twist.
Logan, you should write a movie.
I feel like it'd be so bad it'd be good.
Can we talk about Indian?
No, my turn to review Wrath of Man.
Go ahead.
Unless, are you done?
Go ahead. I'll add on to it at the end if I find anything to add on to.
Okay.
Or dispute.
I really don't have much to say about Wrath of Man. I'm kind of with Pahul on this. I think it's a fun movie in the way that you can watch it and be very easily entertained. It doesn't feel particularly unique. There's nothing really special about it. It's just kind of like
Right.
it's another action movie. You'd see the Blu-ray and the $3 bin at Walmart. Like it gives it big
Really?
those vibes.
Really?
And like it's fun in the way that like you can watch it and it's really mindless. And like at first I thought it was just really bad, but then I remembered, oh yeah, this is Guy Ritchie. He's very aware of the fact that he's making a movie where everybody's saying a one-liner at every single point in the movie. And like it almost is a special kind of art in and of itself to make a movie that's so passionately stupid. Like that's so passionately just like one-liner, clean up on aisle 5. Like that's like genuinely impressive. It doesn't mean that the movie was good. It just means that like there is some art in the absurdity in this movie.
Okay.
And I like the action. It's very intense, and the sound I actually thought was really high quality in the movie with the gun. The gun bullets felt really real in this movie, and I can't say that about every movie that has guns in it. You know, they felt loud and they stuck with you.
Just like them.
Yeah.
The ones that got
But
shot.
I agree with you on the whole
what?
25-minute thing. This movie was super stretched out, and they would like repeat scenes over and over again. And it was just like, okay, I've seen this before. Get on with it. Get
Right,
on with the point.
and,
And,
like-
by the end, I had no clue what was going on, and I was just super confused.
And with the scenes, like, where they were skipping everywhere,
Mhm.
like that first scene, it gave you everything you needed, and then it says, like, oh, but right before, he walked up the stairs, and then they replay the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, just totally unnecessary,
Yeah.
I
I do like I think it's the last scene where I don't want to spoil what happens, but there's a guy in an apartment, and you're like, oh, he's there. Jason Statham is in the apartment at the end, and he's like, lungs,
Oh, yes.
heart.
Oh, that's not how it works.
It's
No,
pretty
no.
cool. I like
So
that scene.
Jason's.
No, it started with liver.
Yeah.
That's why
Liver?
there was those weird title cards in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last title
It was
card.
what?
thingy.
Liver,
Spleen.
Liver, spleen,
lungs,
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 heart.
heart. Yeah.
Heart was at the end. Because,
Right.
yeah.
Dang, guys.
Good stuff.
Okay.
I
Nick,
feel-
do you have
I-
any thoughts? Oh, sorry, Logan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything that was said. Like, I don't know, it's a fun movie. Like, I recommend it. It can get like really boring because you're kind of not invested in anything. It's just kind of like, it's kind of a movie for the people who have like a short attention span for like some parts, but then other parts it's just like, okay, you're dragging on. So I don't know if they knew what audience was like watching this. Because it's just like a scene of action over and over again, and then like a scene of not action. Like at some points, it's just kind of weird, kind of weird sham. Nothing to get into. It's
Right.
it's like visuals but no story.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like
The cat doesn't like Ian's food.
so I feel like I don't think I feel like anything. My friend that I watched this movie Wrath of Man yesterday with, her and I went to the movie theater and we watched it. And
Lady friend.
Lady friend.
Nice.
She enjoyed it.
Nick saw this with his lady friend.
You did?
I saw it with my lady friend, but who had no lady friend.
I was the fifth wheel.
He was
The
kinda
fifth
awkward.
wheel.
Yeah, because there were two couples.
Right, but Nick was asleep.
Yeah.
Sleeping on her lap.
Yeah. And his feet were in my face. So like it was really awkward then.
Very comfy.
Because I love
right?
feet, so I was hard as fuck.
Wait, I'm gonna touch that as well. Where did that come from?
yeah, that kind of caught me like a chimpanzee.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna touch him again.
That's the first.
All right,
This is good stuff. Okay.
are we ready to give our scores?
Well, I
Yeah.
was going to add my friend. She said that what dictates a good movie for her is whether or not she cries. And,
Okay.
What?
Okay.
And she said that when the scene where that
The-
thingy happened,
Yeah.
you know, with the
the,
child.
the minor faced the Grim Reaper, so to
right,
speak.
right.
Yeah.
She said
Yeah.
that.
So to speak.
She said that kind of got her almost. Almost.
I
really
will
got.
admit that scene
Very emotional.
did actually it was pretty emotional, just because like you had to think about like,
like
it was his
your
son.
child. Right.
Like,
your
yeah.
child in that situation.
although I didn't understand what he was saying about like, remember like right before there was like a scene where they were like walking outside and he was like talking about global warming.
Yeah.
And he's like, the world's getting better. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, son. That was a weird scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, go back inside and get a coat. It's not even raining.
All right.
Good
I'm
stuff.
going to give The Wrath of Man.
What country?
No,
No, I give it a Metro PCS.
he
Oh.
does cell phone. and
See,
I-
explain to me your cell phone rating.
I
Like,
don't.
what is the level?
It doesn't make sense.
It's
to
like-
me. It's just the vibes of the movie, like what kind of cell phone
Ooh.
service. No, you know what? Honestly, this
Right.
movie feels like an AT&T
Mm.
because it's kind of like hard, like yeah.
Do you get that, Paul?
I kind of do.
I kind of feel like the AT&T.
The
I kind of feel
AT&T.
like Cricket.
Cricket.
I wasn't feeling a cricket with this one.
Really?
I'm feeling
Nah,
a
it's not.
Democratic Republic of the Congo.
No, I think that it has more.
Lots of natural resources, but a failed state.
I think but I think it has more credibility than that. I think you could at least go for like South Africa or something. South Africa, like
Maybe Lesotho, which is the middle of South Africa. It's like hilarious. It's like right in there.
And like South Africa's like, we're mad at you, so they just stop any exports from coming in, and then they just starve for a little while, and they're like, okay, you want to agree with us now? They're like, okay. It's messed up.
for a cell phone provider, yeah, I'd probably either have to go with Cricket or Sprint
Sprint, okay.
Like in general, or just for this movie?
for the movie.
For the movie, I feel an AT&T with it.
Really,
I do.
I feel like AT&T is too blunt.
What was that big merger happened? It was like T-Mobile and
T-Mobile
Sprint,
and
right?
Sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
T-Mobile bought Sprint.
Is that why Sprint isn't around anymore?
I
It's
think-
T-Mobile.
Yes, I think it's part of it
Yeah,
now.
that sucks.
I
That's
mean,
a
Sprint
monopoly.
is still around, but they don't have their own towers.
Okay,
Okay.
should we move on to the final movie?
I never get my score.
Sucks. Those Who Wish Me Dead. A teenage murderer finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness with survival expert tasked with protecting him, and a forest fire threatening to consume them all.
This movie was dumb as rocks.
This movie was really
It's
stupid.
dumb as shit, bro.
Yeah,
It was
this
like
movie was dumb as
donkey
shit.
shit. It
Really?
was like donkey shit.
I thought it was really boring and
Okay.
just
I did
cheesy.
not. I you know what? By that last like halfway through the movie, I was like, challenge. I'm gonna go on my phone the entire time. I'm not gonna look at the screen. So I turned the brightness all the way down, and I tried to see if I could get what was happening in the movie, and I couldn't. I didn't really need the visuals.
Mm.
It was like a podcast by the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I would.
Did you like this one?
And I got 3,000 on bouncy hoops.
That movie, I think, gave me PTSD.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I was not prepared for the level of violence in this movie, and it is definitely should be rated R.
It is.
Very graphic. I was actually asked to provide my ID at the movie theater
Oh, you saw this one at the movie theater as
just
well?
now. Like I
Oh,
just
really?
came back.
Is that why you were a little late?
Yeah.
You know it was on HBO Max, right?
I don't have that.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think I do.
HBO Max is pretty expensive, but I see
It's like
it sounds worth
it's
it.
definitely become worth it with how many movies that they just like put on it from
Really?
theaters.
Yeah.
Because they're doing a thing. They're like for this year only, which I think is kind of BS. They're doing movies come out in theaters and HBO Max same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds kind of cool. How
So-
much is HBO Max?
15?
It's $15 a month, but also the thing with HBO Max is that it's all Warner Brothers movies, all HBO TV shows,
You think I could get
and
a
HBO
student
has some
discount?
killer TV shows.
Think I could get a student discount?
Maybe, I
I'd
don't
probably
know.
cop a student discount.
It's pretty good. It's honestly my favorite
Hopefully you
streaming
can't say
service.
cop anymore.
Really?
Oh,
I'm a big
ACAB,
fan of Hulu. Have you ever seen
ACAB.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I have not. I've heard it's really funny
It's
though.
super-
I kind of want a sitcom. Like I've been watching Better Call Saul, but I'm kind of like I want something like
I watched Arrested
short and
Development.
silly.
It
Is
kinda-
it good?
Last season's it kind of sucks. By the last.
Have you
like,
guys
two-
ever watched Gossip Girl?
No.
Have you? Pahul?
Is it good?
Oh, I love it. That's like my favorite TV show.
Do you really?
It's it's
Okay.
in my top 3.
I have one.
I would not
I
have
have one.
expected that.
I know.
The Big Bang Theory.
Shut up.
It's
Right,
okay.
guys.
My number 1 is Teen Wolf.
What's your number 2?
It's between Gossip Girl and The Fosters.
What's number 4 then?
Baby Daddy.
What's number 5? I just want one that I've seen.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, probably.
Number 6.
American Family.
Number 7. Now, this is gonna keep on going.
The burglars.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
No,
Have you seen BoJack Horseman?
no,
Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
no,
Have you seen
The Office.
The
no.
Office?
I know how to play that on the piano, though.
What shows have you seen?
The Big Bang Theory.
I have seen that, but I wouldn't play that on
Friends?
myself. No.
How I Met Your Mother.
No.
You've seen Friends?
Yeah, multiple
Really?
times.
Actually?
That was my introduction to American culture.
Is it good?
It's an okay introduction to American culture.
I feel
I
like
give it a 5 out of 10 for
No, it's
intro to American
genuinely
culture.
like a great like Americana 101 kind of
Right.
thing. Where like
Mhm.
it's like a great like oh yeah like remember
you should become a college or a university history professor
Oh,
and
that's
just
cool.
play Friends the whole semester
be so
and then
easy.
do a test on that.
be
Because
so
if
easy.
you really think that it is a viable
Because,
source
like,
of information
every
for
single
American
time
culture,
I watch How I Met Your Mother or Friends, those were the 2 TV shows that were on Netflix when we just got Netflix when we came to this country.
Mm-hmm.
It just brings me back. Like
were you born in India?
no, I was born in Buffalo, New York, and then we moved to India when I was 4, and then we came back here when I was 12.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I had just turned 13.
So,
Wait.
like, when I met you at Sequoia, you just came back.
7th grade? I came here
8th
7th
grade.
grade. Oh, 8th grade I'd been there for like a year.
Dude, technically, you've lived in America longer than you lived in
Yeah, I
India.
know. I just crossed that mark.
Whoa.
Yeah. I felt kind of
Crazy.
weird.
Are you 18?
I am 17.
When
That's
did you turn
why I'm
18?
not a busser. What?
When did you turn 18?
I turned 18 September 10th, 2022.
September
21.
10th
21.
Yeah, just a day shy of 9/11. I remember my mother was very scared.
of 2001?
No, she was scared because I was born in 2003. But like, imagine a brown boy celebrating 9/11 in the state of New York. You know, it's kind of it doesn't sound very politically correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Yeah.
kind of starting to click with me now.
Yeah.
That would
yeah.
be very
That would be
terrifying.
2 years after 9/11. You know,
Right.
like that was like
like clapping in the hospitals on the 2-year anniversary of like thousands of people dying.
yeah,
Yeah, it must suck if you have a kid on 9/11.
yeah. No, it must.
The whole country's just so sad, and you're like,
Fun fact: the
Right.
most babies are born in September. in America?
Well, that makes let's
Because
track back.
New Year's.
New Year's. People have sex, intercourse. People love intercourse, my friend.
People do love intercourse.
People love that intercourse.
And you know, and then I think the second is October.
October,
I believe.
I guess Valentine's Day.
No, that'd be
February.
November, unless
Oh.
they're premature by over a
Oh, I
month.
see. Yeah, that makes sense. My bad.
Oh wait, no. October would be New Year's, and September would be Christmas.
Ah,
Right.
You know, people be ho ho hoing it up.
So many times they're married,
Yeah.
so they're not like ho ho hoing it up.
Is it ho ho hoing it up if it's with your significant other?
That is not. I don't think so. No.
I do not believe so.
Ho ho hoing it up is like with different people. Like what Nick did.
Like a ho ho hoing it up.
Are you saying that's what you want to do with us? Logan
No,
Whittington?
no, I did not speak that
Okay.
terms of language.
Okay.
But I'm
Alright.
saying that hypothetically, that would be considered ho ho hoing it up.
You
right?
know, you have another 29 shots.
Hypothetically,
Exactly.
all women are queens.
Oh,
Okay, Nick, like, we
Oh.
get it, like, you're horny, but that's no way to get a lady, okay? Like, you gotta go
It
out
says
there.
you, I would know. Hey!
That is a fair argument.
Yeah,
like,
that's a very fair argument.
He has had
Okay,
intercourse,
wait.
and I have not.
Those who wish me dead.
I regret it. I regret it all.
Anyone else?
no.
Any other things to say about this movie?
kidding.
Or are we just kind of gonna brush it over? Cause
It's fine, like, the
for-
best part, I guess, is, I would love to live in that tower, though, like, just for a day, just, like, on that view.
Oh,
of,
yeah,
like-
the view would be cool.
The
but-
toilet situation would not, but, like, you know,
Right. What do you do?
secluded.
Just like hang off of the side and just like let her go?
Yeah, but, like,
Just like hold onto a rope and just like squat against the
like
wall.
imagine the sunrise, you know? That would be so sick. I don't know. It's all glass. It would be cool.
It would
That's
be
the
cool.
best part about
except
the
it
movie.
didn't look like they had any AC up there, and
Well,
it
that's
was
true,
in the
but
summertime.
But it's Montana. Like if it's
But
if you
that's
go during
still
the if you
95
go during the
degrees.
winter, you can go during the winter, right?
Yeah, but they don't be in there. They're not there in the wintertime
Why?
because it's a fire tower.
Yeah, but like
They're searching in the summertime.
I'm
for
sure you
fires.
could open it, like open it up. Like we're opening this baby up.
I don't think
like
the
for
government
your
would do
Christmas
that.
vacation.
Yeah, like let's go, guys. Let's go.
Let's
Hmm.
go.
And I could listen.
Maybe
yeah.
maybe if you were like pleasing the president of Canada.
Well, Montana is in the United States, though. There's no
I
president.
forgot this.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else to say about the movie, Logan Whittington?
I actually did not agree with your guys' comments about the movie. I personally did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I thought it'd be more like informational about firefighting and
Oh.
smoke jumping.
There's very little firefighting in this movie. for a
Very
movie
little.
that's
Well,
like-
there's a lot of firefighting, pew pew, but
Oh,
nicely done.
but
They're like Biggie Smalls.
Logan Whittington's like Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, because he had a lot of double entendres in his music.
really.
That's just a rap thing.
Yeah, but like you know that classic like triple entendre where like the Jesus piece carrying my peace, and then the peace as in the,
peace, girl. I forgot how it goes.
you know like I don't know how it goes, but like Jesus piece as in the Jesus piece, carrying my peace as in the gun, and then peace as in the thing. Like they have it like one after another,
You know what
so they're technically rhyming one word with each other, but it's like three. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
know.
Oh yeah, Krusty had rested a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, when they said it's only sex.
Well, no, I was thinking about when they used the word soul 3 times in the ending of Drown Woman.
Soul, soul, soul. I see it. Yeah.
Did do any of you know any French?
French.
I
Like,
did
this guy
French
knows.
for 3 years.
So how much French do you know?
I know enough. There was
Enough
a
to
French
get by.
song on Arcade Fire on a funeral that I saw, and I knew what the title meant.
Really?
Yeah. Let me wait. It's
Champs-Élysées.
I think
Can
it
you
was
sing along with it, Robert?
The something of night. It's actually not in French, so I don't know why the title's French.
Oh.
But
I know what to add.
where is it? Oh, is this your account, by the way?
I'm guessing so.
Interesting. We were just. I wanted to look up like a song to play when you came in, so I looked up Logan Whittington. Oh wait, no, this is you.
That would be one of my senior photos. And that is an old account.
Oh, that's why it's Pitch Perfect.
But I love Pitch Perfect.
You do?
That's up there in my top 10 movies.
Oh, nice, nice. Wait, I got this. Funeral. Album. Oh yeah, A Year Without Light. That's what that means.
What is year?
ANNE.
Mm.
I
See-
remember that because Anniversary was every year. That's how I remembered it. And then sang is sans. People say that. Lumiere is like the candle in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I remember those
All
words.
right.
So what I found really interesting is that 5 in French sounds like sink.
Cinq.
Yeah.
Son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done with the movies at this point. So let's just
Yeah.
give it the thing. So I want to give this movie a
I felt it was very emotional. Like, I found myself tearing up in instances. Like, it would suck to see your father intentionally let himself get shot to death. Like, why would the dude do that? They thought they thought him and the boy were dead. Like, they made this hour-and-a-half movie out of something that could have just stayed at 20 minutes. You know, and I think they should have.
That's kind of a theme of this week's movies.
Right.
Movies that were long that could have been 20 minutes.
Okay, so countries that could have been long, that could have been 20 minutes. Countries that are too.
Russia.
Long Island.
The
The
USSR
Soviet-
could have been 20
Yes,
minutes.
yes. United Socialist Soviet Republic.
No, I know what it stands for.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and I know what you. Okay. I can't call like. There's no two USSRs that I can like confuse it with. But
Until there is another.
Logan, do you know what PLA means?
Public love of affection?
Okay, that's a completely different direction.
No.
Anyway, I'm gonna give this movie a
I'm
turkey.
unaware. What is it, Nick?
So I call it polylactic acid because that's what most people think it is.
No.
But the whole thing is most people think it means Palestinian something.
Palestinian Liberation Army. That's what the PLA. Like everyone knows what the PLA is.
Are you guys familiar with the
isn't?
Palestine-Israel
Who isn't?
issue
No,
that
Logan,
went
who
on
isn't?
Sunday?
Who the fuck isn't, Logan?
No, but do you understand how genius the Israeli army was in their tactics?
Look, here's the thing, right? Is that I guess we're going into the politics section of the podcast. So, the throughout Israel's history, it has shown itself to be very capable. Like throughout its inception, in the 1940s, I believe. I think 1945. It's shown itself to be very like exceptionally gifted at fighting. When it's clearly outnumbered, like the 6 Day War, it was completely surrounded. The Yom Kippur War, I think that is the 6 Day War, but it was like, so the nations around Israel, especially right when Israel was founded, a few years afterwards, like the Arab nations hated like having a Jewish state in such a holy site of Islam. So they all declare war on Israel at the same time, all of them, and they all converge, and Israel beats them back. That's a 6 Day War. They beat them back, and within 6 days, Israel signs for peace, and they win. It's like, it is. That's why that's where the controversy for this comes in, because, there's clearly a side that is superior, like far superior, like, it's like Israel has that Iron Dome thing, that missile defense system, and it costs like millions of dollars, and you know what it's fighting against? It's like Toyota trucks with like missile launchers attached to the back of them, that kind of, it's a complete like washout in that case.
So it's like apples and oranges.
I wouldn't say apples and oranges because one
it's like trying to make orange juice out of apples.
It's like a hyena's clitoris and a human's clitoris. That's how I would describe it. Yeah.
Black and white.
Black and white. Maybe.
Well, let's not get racist here.
My bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
There we go. Yeah.
But
so the controversy comes in because, look, to be honest with you, in a place like Jerusalem where there's 3 religions that have very significant like connections to that place, there's the Wailing Wall for Judaism. I believe there's a very old church for Christianity, and there's a very, very old mosque for Islam. So, and these, it's in the same city, so they're truly like as far as it goes for now, I don't think there can be any lasting peace in the region. That's just the hard truth. A 2-state solution, I don't think it could work, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean that necessarily that there should be we should just let it off on its own. It's a very complicated issue, and I hate to be the guy who's like, oh, I take two sides, both sides are equally bad.
Like you're writing the fence.
Or like I'm writing. I don't like to do that. That's like a.
It'd be very uncomfortable to write a fence, right, Nick?
Yeah, yeah, but
I haven't been listening.
But
I just mentioned how uncomfortable it would be to write a fence.
in
Oh,
this,
true. Yeah, no, I would actually hate to ride a fence. That would be very painful.
How
but
about
in
you,
this
Robert?
situation, to be honest,
Riding a fence?
You're right.
I'd ride a fence.
but yeah. So in this
God.
case, I am riding the fence hard because it's like both sides have done bad stuff. As in war, you know that happens, right?
Double entendre, riding the fence hard.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, people are dying.
And we are laughing.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the album of the week. J. Cole.
No. How, politics aside,
Yeah.
like, why would somebody side with Palestine over Israel and vice versa? Why would somebody side with Israel over Palestine?
So people, politics aside, obviously,
Right.
you know, people will side over Israel because, in this case specifically, or just in general?
In this case specifically.
In this case specifically, let me see. Well, you know, the side that is the force that is attacking Israel in this case, you know, Palestine, specifically Hamas, you know, they have called for, you know, the destruction of Israel, you know, complete destruction of it. So I don't think the idea that Israel is acting in self-defense specifically is justified, going back to our, you know, one side is clearly far superior. But still, you know, at the end of the day...
So you don't think that Israel was justified in the amount of force that they did choose to use?
Yeah,
but
it was
you do believe that some sort of force was necessary?
From how I understand, this conflict started when... so there was Ramadan happening, which in the faith of Islam, that's a month of fasting, leading to a holiday called Eid, which is where everyone breaks their fast, they come together, they pray, you know, they break their fast, they pray and all that, you know, right? It's a huge celebration. It's like, okay, I don't wanna be that guy, but it's like, my masturbate playlist. Great.
It's just
Oh.
every episode is supposed to
Make
be
it public.
some podcast. Oh, it's not public?
You go to the $3. It's probably already public. It's automatically, but like, is it public?
This is make secret, so I think
So yeah, it's public.
Good.
But yeah, so like,
We created over 64 hours of podcast content.
good for us.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, I mean, both sides have strong animosity towards each other, and this conflict started when Israel decided. So the Jerusalem is very much, it's very restricted in the way that like Israel has jurisdiction over Jerusalem, and because of the fact that there's so many extremists from Palestine who come in, you know, and they do conduct terrorist attacks against Israel, Israelites, and, you know, is the area in Jerusalem specifically as a sign of protest. As a but I mean, there are terrorist attacks, but so Israel's area is very guarded. So the Muslims, Palestinians, what they have to do, Palestine is like a Arab Muslim majorities, you know, so obviously during Eid, they would want to pray at that specific mosque, you know, that's very holy in Islam. So they go in, but because of how strongly regulated it is, Israel doesn't allow a lot of people in to practice, a lot of Muslims into Jerusalem to practice their faith, specifically at Eid when so many people are coming in. So there was some conflict there that happened that sparked into this, and then there's obviously politics involved. We all, like, it's a thing where, like, you know, a lot of times in history, it's been where politicians, when they sense that they're losing power, they tend to do something drastic, right?
Like 9/11.
Polo response?
Well, politicians, you know, they they decide to show like, there's nothing that unites a country more than a show of force. You know, approval ratings when you look. Okay, I'm going off on so many tangents here.
So
but
Minnesota.
Right. Anyway, so approval ratings for presidential approval ratings, you look at them, and President Bush's approval ratings were pretty mid-tier. You know, he wasn't like, but right after 9/11, they skyrocket to like 90%. because he declares war in Iraq, you know, and there's 9/11, there's patriotism and everything that unites the country. So that's like a controversial thing that both sides are doing this to, you know, gain support. Netanyahu, the Israel's leader, is facing a political battle, where he might be thrown out of office soon, just because he was voted out. So yeah.
The new Fast and Furious movie is 3.5 hours long.
Oh, that sounds
That's
like a
like
heck of a-
The Irishman. Like,
Oh, okay, you know what? I'm done
F9?
talking about Israel and Palestine. Let's move on to
I wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
From like a battle perspective, it was pretty genius for Israel to, you know, go to the press and announce war and say that they were invading, and then wait so that they could fill the tunnels, and then just like bomb the hell out of the tunnels. Like that's pretty ingenious, right? Whether it's right or wrong from a war standpoint, pretty spectacular.
Don't look at me. I'm not.
Wait, can you repeat that?
So
they lure people into a tunnel and they bomb them? Is that what
no,
happened?
so they knew that Palestine typically attacked through tunnels underground,
Yeah.
and so they knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't go in the tunnels because they didn't want conflict.
Yeah.
So they put people on the ground,
Yeah.
of course, and told the press that they were going to begin their invasion of Palestine. Israel said that to the press.
And they let the people come in. And
Just so Palestine knew that they were going to get invaded, so then they invaded, whereas Israel's not moving. They just said that. That way they could lure Palestine into the tunnels, and then they just bombed the hell out of the tunnels. Population control.
All right. So, J. Cole's new album, The Off Season.
I have not listened to it, so I
That is-
can't comment.
I liked it.
Should we
thought
just
it was
listen to it?
enjoyable. Oh, I think we have time for that.
Let's do it.
Copyright. Okay, so I liked it for introduction to J. Cole. I feel like it was pretty strong.
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
And yeah, that's
Right.
all I have to say, really. I listened to it once. I will definitely listen to it again.
That's like all I listen to now. Who's your favorite rapper?
Ooh.
Kanye.
Yeah, I would say Kanye West.
Kendrick is better.
I think
It
Kendrick's
is
my
Kendrick.
favorite.
Kendrick is better.
Well,
Well, okay, here's the thing.
But if you
I
know
think
I'm a
Kanye's
larger
more
fan. I
love this
consistent,
debate,
but
yes.
Kendrick's highs are way
Are
higher
way-
than
oh,
Kanye
Kendrick
could
has
ever grow.
only seen highs since
I don't
Good Kid,
think
Mad
I
City.
wouldn't call Damn a high.
But like
I wouldn't
compared
call
to-
Untitled Unmastered a high.
But if you Untitled and Mastered, I wouldn't even call it like a full on like an album, you know?
Yeah, it's
Like-
just kind of like there. And Damn, I mean, was really popular and it's really great, but it's not like game changing.
But if
like
you
To Pimp a
take the
Butterfly or Good
fact
Kid,
that
Mad City.
Kendrick, like if you were to completely ignore the fact that Kendrick Lamar and you ignore the context behind Damn, where it came right after the possibly one of the greatest rap albums of all time,
The
like,
greatest album of all time, in
Which
my
one?
opinion.
like, TPAB, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yes.
If you ignore that part, and it was just this artist who you never knew who created Damn, and that was their first album, this would be like it would be a great album, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, it is a great album. It's just not.
it's not Kendrick.
It's
great.
hard to compare it to Good Kid and
Right.
To Pimp a Butterfly because those two are like have had lasting influence. Where Damn was really popular in 2017.
Yeah, and it's
because of
crazy,
that.
like, because people were like, how will Kendrick ever top Good Kid, Mad City, you know? And then he
Oh.
comes out with
Yeah.
that thing. You know, my introduction to hip-hop was To Pimp a Butterfly.
Same.
And it was an excellent
To
introduction.
Pimp a Butterfly completely changed my music taste.
And it was
Mine was Kanye.
Really, Kanye was like my follow up. It was like after Kendrick, there was Frank
Con-
Ocean, and then Kanye.
Mine was
I love
Kendrick,
Frank Ocean.
mine
I
was
can play
Kendrick,
Godspeed.
and then Kanye.
Oh, really?
And Ivy and Pink and White.
Frank Ocean's great.
I love Frank Ocean. Do you like Frank Ocean?
I love Frank Ocean.
Oh, he's
Those
so
3
good.
songs are on my playlist. But, yeah, so it was Kendrick, and then I went into Kanye. MBDTF, and then all of Chronological.
And what?
And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yes.
I listened to all that last night, just lying down in my bed listening to it.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. What is your favorite Kanye album?
Favorite Kanye
College
record?
Dropout.
Not College Dropout for you.
Not most iconic, but best quality.
College Dropout.
Really?
Yes.
College Dropout is very good quality for sure.
No, College Dropout, just like, I haven't
I
loved
have
an
to-
album so much from first listen as I did with College Dropout.
I'm gonna have to drop the mic and say Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo definitely. For
He
me,
went off.
Life of
He
Pablo.
went off. He went off.
It took me a while to really like Life of Pablo, but now I really like it.
I
that's
love
that's
that.
kind of how it was. It took me to ease
Yeah.
into it, but
But
once I'm
it
there,
clicks,
I'm there.
And when it clicks, I was like, oh.
How do you feel about Ultralight Beam?
Ultralight Beam is
Beautiful song.
I actually really like it. I don't know. The introduction is always a little weird to me just because it's a little girl preaching.
And it's
Yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah, but you know
It's
that
just a meme.
that chants feature that everyone talks about. You know, it really does click in so well with the song. It's beautiful.
Right. Have you heard Ultralight Beam Part 2? The unreleased one?
No.
So good. So good.
No, okay. I was
Moving.
going into like a Kanye deep dive, right?
Mm.
And I saw this, like, you know how the Sunday service choir?
Yes.
So you know, I Wonder from Graduation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that a song?
Yeah.
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 He had this choir version of it, and it's like it's one of the most like it was so beautiful.
Really?
I Wonder from Graduation with the Sunday service choir. Oh, it was so great.
You know he made a short film? I didn't know about his short film.
Runaway was
Runaway,
that?
yeah. It's a 32-minute
yeah.
movie of My Beautiful Dark
I
Twisted
haven't
Fantasy.
heard much about it, so I just assumed it was gonna be like, eh.
It's got good reviews.
Oh.
Apparently, it's kind of like Thriller, where like Thriller was like Michael Jackson like used a bunch of the different songs in the album to make kind of a movie. That's what the Runaway music video is from, and that's the only song they play in its entirety.
I see.
Yeah. Also, listening to the whole album in context, the start of Runaway is so genius. Because the whole album is so loud and crazy and doesn't stop, and then it just stops all of a sudden.
Yeah,
And then it's literally
like,
just the piano.
It's
now.
like Devil in a New
Right.
Dress, and it's like bam, Runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, once you learn the context behind an album, especially like a Kanye album, like it just makes it so much better. Like every single time that's happened, it's made it so much better.
Right.
808s and Heartbreak, even though like it's
Solid.
a fairly like album in my opinion. I know it like revolutionized, you know, how you know, people's sounds, like Drake, you know, he has a lot of influence from 808s and Heartbreak.
Mhm.
But you learn about the fact that, you know, this album's coming out of like after Kanye gets out of a long relationship, and more importantly his mother dies, you know, and then he
Right.
decides to, because he had, okay, so College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and then the fourth one was going to be Good Ass Job. That was the fourth album, because
Mhm.
it was like from College Dropout all the way to a job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but yeah, he canceled that once his mother died, and he made 808s and Heartbreak, and then he had that whole Taylor Swift thing, where everyone thought he was, you know, an asshole, which I
Mhm.
mean, rightly so. Like, who does
Right.
that?
Yeah.
And then he comes out with like MVDTF.
Well, it's
you know?
crazy, like, too, that people were like, Kanye's done. Like, his
Yeah.
career is
And then he
over.
fucking
And then he
comes
drops
out
that,
with
yeah.
like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He comes out after everyone like thought he was gone. He rents out like a studio in Hawaii for like a month, and he just like has artists in 3 rooms just going like all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, including Elton John.
Yeah, and then
Elton John worked, like, that's
so many
insane.
people came in and recorded all kinds of shit, and he was like a director where he just brings all this stuff together, and it's like this full out all in thing where it's like, you know what, I'm all, because he knew he was on the way, like he was like fighting back
Going
at this
downhill.
point. Yeah, and he just comes out with that thing, and it's just what, you know.
Right. How do you feel about Watch the Throne?
Watch the Throne is like it's a great album.
You don't think it was a groundbreaker, but it's
I don't think it was a
solid?
groundbreaker, and it's like there's some good tracks on there, but I don't really listen to it that much.
Right.
Really.
How about Ye?
I love Ye.
That's definitely my top 3.
You know what kind of ruined it for me though?
What?
So the last track in Ye, Violent Crimes, it's about his daughter. You know, his daughter growing up, and you know, like the way Kanye has been this overtly sexual person. You know, talking about, you know, fucking bitches. And he's like, you know, one day some dude's gonna be doing that to you, and it's gonna be breaking your heart. Like I broke so many girls' hearts. And it's a very emotional song. Kanye didn't even fucking write it. Like what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, it ruined the song for me because it's like not even Kanye.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That's stupid. But
You probably just ruined it for me, but that's fine.
yeah, so like that's why I don't like that
Rightfully
song
so.
anymore.
Right.
I grew up with Kanye and Kendrick, so it was really nice to hear you guys get into it, and then I could like get into it again like later in my life. But also, I personally, T-Pop, great album, Good Capacity. I haven't heard like all of it, but I've heard like a majority. It's really good. I kind of enjoyed Dan more though, because I kind of grew up with that one.
No, I get that. I get that.
I think To Pimp a Butterfly, what I liked so much about it was that like it was like the album as a whole was like a story.
It's definitely better than
And
Dan.
like I love
But, yeah.
I love albums that are like stories. I think that's just because I grew up with musical theater, and that's like a
And the-
story through music, and that's exactly what To Pimp a Butterfly.
And you can
was.
still pull out the tracks, and you can just listen to the tracks.
Yeah.
It's and they're still excellent tracks. Like, okay, I know that like, you know, the two of you don't do religion that much, but you know, there's this song called "How Much a Dollar Cost." You know, And it is such a good song. Like, it's such a good story where Kendrick comes upon this dude. You know, he's a homeless guy, and he's like, you know, can you give me $1? And Kendrick's saying, no, you know, I work for my money, you work for yours. Why am I gonna give you money? You know, you're just a worthless bum. Get out. You know, I don't want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like you once, and now I'm like this rich and famous guy because I worked my ass off. And then this homeless guy. You know, it turns out that he's God. You know, disguised as a homeless man, and you know, it's kind of like this great representation of how Kendrick sees his own greed and his faith, and how it like.
What is that?
That's Kendrick Lamar's Bodyguard.
Holy shit!
Okay, also Kendrick is 5'4", but like still, that's really
Yeah,
funny to look
yeah.
at.
Isn't Kanye like super short too?
Yeah,
Kanye?
I think he's like average height.
he's
I
a little
thought he was,
shorter
like,
than
5'7"
average.
or
He's
something.
my height. He's definitely like a little shorter than average.
Well, anyways, it's been fantastic, but I believe we should conclude the podcast.
What about J. Cole?
Right about that. That's for another time.
How about Jack Harlow?
Logan Whittington? It was fantastic having you.
How
on
would
the
you like to
podcast.
end the podcast?
Every time we end it differently, so the way we end it this time is entirely up to you.
Let me. I'm trying to think of.
Jack Rondell put his balls on the microphone. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
best.
the
we
best
always
one so
mention
far.
that. We always mention that.
Not that microphone, a different microphone, but yeah.
I got this. You ready?
Yeah?
You ready?
Huh?
Get ready for it. All right. Watch. Fans on the wall.
Hey!